Have you ever decided against buying or renting a textbook because it was too expensive? If yes, were you concerned about not buying or renting the textbook would hurt your grades in the course? Does the cost of textbooks impact which classes or how many classes you decide to take? For many college students, the answer to all three of these questions is yes. We all know college is the most expensive journey most of us will ever take. Students in college have so much on their plate already with being in a new environment and trying to figure out what path they want to take. While trying to keep up with their classes, students are also trying to keep up with the payments each class requires. Textbooks can range anywhere from $30 to $300, which can add a lot of stress to college students that are already drowning in it. Students don't get to decide whether their course that they're taking has a textbook requirement, so why are they forced to pay an extreme amount in order to do well in that course? However, there is a solution. If instead of textbooks, professors used open textbooks, which are free resources online, students could be relieved of a lot of payments and stress. As high school students, we didn't have a choice but to go to school, and what I find ridiculous is that we were forced to pay textbook fees. In college, it's not any different. Samantha Whirling, student body president at the University of Maryland, says the cost of textbooks are too high. Students know they're going to have to pay a ton in tuition and fees, but $1,000 per semester on textbooks is the real kicker. People are going to college in order to better their future, but some students are so overwhelmed with the price of college as a whole, they completely skip out on paying for textbooks regardless of the fact that that could put their grade in jeopardy. The cost of tuition is already outrageous, and in a survey of more than 2,000 college students in 33 states and 156 different campuses, the U.S. Public Interest Research Group found the average student spends as much as $1,200 each year on textbooks and supplies alone, and a single book can cost as much as $200. By comparison, the group says that the equivalent of 39% of tuition fees at a community college and 14% of tuition fees at a four-year public university. The survey determined that 70% of college students don't purchase a textbook for their class because of the high costs. That means that 70% of students are not only not purchasing the materials assigned by the professors, but they are knowingly accepting the fact that they have a risk of getting a lower grade to avoid paying for these textbooks. Doesn't that seem a bit ludicrous? Whirling continued to say that this report confirms our fear that textbook prices are not only hurting students' wallets, but also their grades and even their academic decisions. In a survey performed in 2011 by the USPIRG, as well concluded textbook costs can equal up to 72% of tuition at a community college. Ethan Sinek, a higher education associate at USPIRG, in a call with reporters, says that the problem is that the textbook market is broken and students are paying the price. Each class has a required textbook that the students must obtain in order to complete the work in the class sufficiently, and the professors are the ones that choose what book has to be purchased for the class, which causes a lack of competition in the textbook market. Students can't just shop around and look for the most affordable option, which causes a lack of consumer control. As a result of this, publishers are able to reprint new editions of these books every few years, making it impossible to resell old books to even get a sum of money spent back. Or the publishers can release bundles of books with expensive software add-ons, which equally puts a financial strain on students. Because there isn't strict control over the prices of books, costs have grown by 82% during the last 10 years, which is 3 times the rate of inflation, according to a report made by the USPIRG. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, textbook prices have gone up 812% in the last 30 years. That increase is larger than the 559% increase in college tuition over the same time period. So why the large increase? The cost of textbooks go hand in hand with the cost of tuition. When one goes up, the other goes up with it. Nearly half of the students mentioned earlier that were surveyed for this report said that the cost of textbooks actually affected their decision of how many classes they choose to take each semester and which ones they choose to take, even if these classes are required for what that student is majoring in. As a result, students can end up going to college for longer than originally needed, which can be more expensive can be the more expensive option in the long run. Next, I have some more statistics based on a survey of more than 2,000 students from more than 150 different campuses across the country conducted last fall. 65% of the students said that they decided against buying a textbook because it was too expensive, and 48%, nearly half, said that the cost of the books had an impact on how many or which classes they took. 94% of the students who had skipped buying a required book said they were concerned that doing this would hurt their grade in that course. So here's the solution. US PIRG calls for more schools to start using this model for the textbooks, open textbooks. They are free resources online that have a reduced price for the hard copy. The group said more universities should consider using open textbooks, those that are online, free to download, and customizable for professors. The group estimates students could save, on average, $100 per course per semester. For example, a reporter said that if every student in the University of Wisconsin were assigned just one open textbook each semester, it would generate over $6 million in student savings in just 1 year. Irene Durenzik, a University of Minnesota professor, uses an open textbook for her statistics course. She said that the online material is high quality and can be customized to fit her teaching style. The traditional book is $180 and the open source one is free. Students are very, very appreciative of being assigned a textbook that didn't break the bank, Durenzik said. Several major universities have invested in supporting and developing high-quality open textbooks for their students, but the percentage of the market is still minimal. Open textbooks have the potential to change education for the better, and I plan to use them in my classroom in the semesters ahead, Durenzik continued to say. The study showed that 82% of students said that they would do significantly better in a course if the textbook was offered free online and the hard copy was an optional purchase. And then here I have just a summary of the statistics I just gave you with some charts, and this shows that 94% of the students that didn't purchase the textbooks were afraid that it would hurt their grade, but that 65% of the students still just didn't purchase the textbook, regardless of the effect it had on their grades. And then this shows that nearly half of the students chose their classes based on the cost of the textbooks, and then this shows that 82% of the students felt that they would do better if the textbooks were online and free. So I'll let you guys pass that around. Oh, and okay, so this is my psychology book, and it cost me $234.60. So that was a lot of money. So again, open textbooks are the perfect solution to relieving financial stress among college students and their families. It allows the students to focus on the real reason that they're there, which is studying and successfully mastering the course. Hopefully, one day every college across the nation will participate in this helpful tactic in order to help their students be successful and achieve their full potential. If we all work together, we can make this dream a reality. Thank you.